So yesterday I recorded a video about accepting people for what they eat, and I just thought of a little quick experiment one can think of. So imagine you have somebody you just met, right? Whether at the workplace, in a club, and you're in a party with them, and for the first time you offer them some kind of alcoholic beverage, and they say no. Now, I guess it really depends on the culture you come from, but most people would find it difficult to push more than that. Nobody would say just take one sip, right? I would think that would be a little bit of a cultural no-no, especially here in the United States. Now think of it in terms of sex, right? Most people understand that no is a hard line no, right? There's no such thing as let's just do it for like 2 seconds or so. Let me touch you for like 1 second, right? I think most people would recognize that crosses the line, right? Or last year, there was huge uproars about mandates to take various substances, right? I won't mention it on here because the substance involved, because I don't think that's the last substance we're going to be mandated to take. I think that's only trying to get the foot in the door to mandate all sorts of other things, right? But even then, we recognized that it's a very private matter, right? Fortunately, a lot of places have rolled back the mandates. I live in King County, Washington. We rolled it back, I think, 2 months ago. And even though the problem that it purportedly solves is starting to get worse now, it's probably going to get a lot worse with the invasion in Ukraine. But for some reason, when it comes to this other class of medicine, it's perfectly okay to say, hey, take one bite, and unless, one of my favorite things to do is to tell people that I'm fasting for some kind of religious reason, right? So, for example, to mourn the loss of something, Easter, obviously, those are good days to go on a fast, because nobody will go up against religion, right? Or mourning the loss of somebody, right? The anniversary of COVID-19, obviously, on March 11th. What else did I do it for? Challenger explosion. Oh, January 6th, right? Those are easy days to excuse yourself from. Anything other than that, I fast because I feel good. I'm on the autism spectrum, and 16-hour fasts make you feel really, oh my God, take one bite. That's not going to break your fast, right? You can't go into a social environment and fast for those kind of reasons. They don't excuse you from food for whatever reason, right? Now, for some reason, food is this one special case of a medicine that really doesn't count as a medicine. So I talked about this drug that we tried to mandate last year. Now, last year, we were debating here in the United States whether or not we should mandate a third dose. And the debate revolved around how in a lot of developing countries, they weren't even having one dose, which is a good thing, by the way. They weren't even having one dose, and we're greedily taking 3-4 doses for ourselves. And I thought, gee, that sounds like how we handle food, right? We gorge ourselves to death at the expense of the developing world, and nobody ever points that out, right? It's not politically popular to tell somebody that they're consuming too much food, right? But for this other medicine that we tried to take 3 doses, it was, right? For whatever reason, right? Get out of the politics and think of food for what it is, right?